Nick Cannon, honestly, his career low key was in question because you didn't know the small hats was gonna give him another chance. They typically don't. I guess they did once he kissed the ring, he kissed ass enough that ultimately he didn't say it, and it does look like Grift kind of threw that on him at the last minute. So they probably said, all right, Nick Cannon makes us enough money. He's made us enough money. This is his first fuck up. So all right, we gonna give him another chance to fuck up. We're not gonna shut the money off. He ain't really done nothing too crazy. Ain't like Griff lied about what he said either, by the way. But they don't like that black Jew talk. They really don't. You know what they said? They went after Kyrie Irving. They definitely don't want black men talking about black people, black Jews are real. They don't want to do that.
Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Raka Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Kim. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Raka Kodash. All praises and glory is due, especially in these times, okay? And the video you saw was a video that was done by one of these manosphere type red pill type channels, and the channel name is Edward Anderson, okay? So basically you saw the point of the video, man. The main reason I'm even doing this video is because he mentioned it as well, and it's something that we that are in this truth, the men of the great millstone, have always been saying, starting from the elder apostles on down, and that is basically that they don't like this Israelite talk, okay? They don't like the quote unquote so-called, okay, because we are not black first and foremost. Of course, he said they don't like, and I quote, he said they don't like that black Jew talk. So we are not black, okay, and we as the Hebrew Israelites do not identify as black, but we are simply the Hebrew Israelites, not the black Hebrew Israelites, but just the Hebrew Israelites, right? And as he said, they don't like that Jew talk. They don't like that Hebrew Israelite talk. They don't like the fact that the Israelites, okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, so even the individual that was speaking, Edward Anderson, is also a part of the Hebrew Israelites, okay? He is a Hebrew, he is a Jacob as well. He is an Hebrew or a Hebrew Israelite. They, and of course the they that is being spoken about, are the elites of Esau Edom, okay? They don't like that Hebrew Israelite talk. They don't like the fact that our people, alright, the Israelites, once again, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, are waking up to their true heritage and their true nationality, and professing their true heritage and their true nationality, right? And of course he referenced, I believe that was in the 2020 period, with where you had three different Israelite celebrities that basically came out and started posting online about being Hebrew Israelites, or just alluding to the fact that they know that they are the Hebrew Israelites, because it's something that once again, starting from the elder and the apostles on down, we've been saying in this truth that these celebrities, man, they know that they are the Israelites. They know about the Hebrew Israelites, because you've had so many times where you had these celebrities like Common, Tiffany Haddish, Tracy Morgan, so on and so forth, basically encounter the camps, and the camps break it down, man, and tell them that, look, you guys are Hebrew Israelites, okay? You even had one period of time where Vocab was basically called by the NFL, right, to speak to the NFL players about Hebrew Israelites and about the Hebrew Israelite identity, right? Which I believe, if I remember correctly, I think he denied doing that, right? But so basically, he said that it was a rumor. So that's just something that came out, okay? So I can't really confirm the validity of that, because I don't really remember the details around it, right? But some information came out that Vocab was called by the NFL to speak to the NFL athletes, specifically the Israelite athletes, right? Which of course most of the people that are in the NFL, including the ones that are so-called whites, right, they are Israelites, okay? Tom Brady's an Israelite. That's the only That's really the only like white NFL player I know. I also know the guy that's married Taylor Swift. I've forgotten his name. I also know the one that married Haley Stanfield as well, but I've forgotten their names. But the guy that married Taylor Swift, is a Jake as well. Him, Peyton Manning, yeah, Peyton Manning. He's a Jake as well, okay? So they were sent to speak to, so a vocab was sent to speak to the NFL players about the Hebrew Israelites, allegedly, okay? Let me just say that, because I'm not really sure if, vocab actually um, said that that's what happened. I think he denied that, okay? So yeah, allegedly, vocab was sent to speak to the Hebrew Israelites, and that's because, hey man, basically he was talking about how Ice Cube, right, and Nick Cannon as well. But it was mainly Nick Cannon that was speaking on. If you, I know if you I put the video up so you saw it and you heard it for yourself. But it was mainly Nick Cannon that was speaking on, and how the small hearts reacted to the things that they posted, both Kyrie Irving and Nick Cannon. With Kyrie Irving, when he posted that link of Ronaldo doting, Negroes to Jews or something along those lines, right? And with Nick Cannon, when he said that, hey, basically these small hearts aren't the true people, right? And he had to apologize for that and go and visit the Holocaust Museum and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, just like he said, these the elites of Esau Edom, right? The elites of Esau Edom, they don't like this Jew talk, okay? They don't like the fact that you Jakes, right, our people are waking up to their true heritage and their true nationality. And of course, all this is once again Bible prophecy. The controversy of Zion. Let's get that precept. Let's start from there. The controversy of Zion. Let's just get this first. So this is the book of Isaiah 34, and I'll start from verse 8. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night or day, nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. And this is of course speaking of America, Babylon the Great, after the judgment and the destruction that the Most High Yahweh Yahushai will bring upon it, right? So because of the controversy of Zion, which is basically what you see going on right now, right, with the impostors, okay, the small hearts, the converts, the Khazarian, Amalekite converts that are currently dwelling in the land of Israel, pretending to be the true Israelites, okay, and the true Israelites, which are your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the time is coming where, as let me also get that precept. Here it is. So this is the book of Hosea 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass, as in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power. Right? And so right now, okay, you have this situation where you have these impostors, which are the small ones, like I've already mentioned, and they claim to be the true Israelites, okay, the true Jews, right? According to the scriptures, there is a reason why you see these small hearts so desperate to take over, the Holy Land, right? The Fertile Crescent in the Middle East. There's a reason why you see these small hearts, right? And America, Babylon the Great, is funding, spending so much money to keep these small hearts in that land, and them waging war round about against all these different countries, these different Ishmaelite and heathen countries that are around about them: Iran, Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine as well. Okay, it's not just because the US needs a partner, in the Middle East, and they chose the state of Israel. Okay, that's not the sole reason. The main reason for that is because Esau Edom, specifically Amalek, the chief tribe of Esau Edom, they are trying to appear as if they are the true people of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, as though they are the true Israelites. Because let's not forget that whenever Israel bombs Gaza, whenever Israel invades or attacks Iran or any other nation, they are always using the scriptures to do it. They'll always speak about how historically the Most High promised them that land. Historically, they've been oppressed, as a people from the time of Moses up until now, and start going into the history in the scriptures, which is of course not their history, okay? But it is the history of you Israelites, the true Israelites according to the scriptures, which are once again you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. But what Esau Edom, right, is doing, right? What Esau Edom is doing is he is putting up his own image, right, and pretending to be the people of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the Israelites. And when the true Israelites begin to remember themselves, right, remember their heritage. And let me get this precept real quick, because that was prophesied to happen. And let's get that. That should be let's get that. The KJV. That should be Baruch. Here it is. So this is the book of Baruch 2 verse 13. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, right? And the stiff-necked people that are being spoken of course, are the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, okay? And you can read the book of Isaiah 30 from verse 8 to verse 10 about, to get more context on that. Now Baruch 2 verse 30. For I know that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am Yahweh their power. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear. Right, and that's the time that we're in right now, in the land of our captivity. Okay, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has given us the spirit to receive His word and to understand this truth. Okay, and which is why you see the men of the Lord, coming out to the highways and byways, which is why you see the sit-downs and the videos, because the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is raising up in this knowledge, raising us up, in this knowledge and this truth, okay? And because of that, man, Esau Edom is doing their best in order to try to basically snuff out the truth, now to try to remove our heritage and remove this truth from the mouth of our people, okay? That's why you see that when these celebrities come out and say, like Kendrick Lamar, when he did that, I think it was on To Be a Butterfly, I forget which album or which song that he did it in, where he said that he was going to do that, basically don't call me black no more, I'm an Israelite, right? Or any of these other rappers that try to profess, their Israelite heritage, right? Or these celebrities, and you see, how swiftly Esau Edom comes in and basically tries to silence them, like what happened with Kyrie, what happened with Nick Cannon, what happened with Ice Cube as well. And the thing is that you should already understand that these are celebrities, right? These famous men that have lots of these famous celebrities that have riches in this kingdom are not going to be able to speak the truth to you people. It should already be made abundantly clear that these celebrities are not going to be able to speak the truth to you Israelites, okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered through the four corners of the earth. And the reason why is because they are being controlled by the elites of Esau Edom, okay? It's Esau Edom that has the power over them, so they are unable to actually speak the truth, because they are because they are basically they are in the world and the spirit really isn't dealing with them. So the fact that you see these celebrities speaking on them being Israelites, the reason why I'm even going into that is not because them saying it somehow gives it more credibility, no, but rather it's because even you see that even people in the world are beginning to take notice of the fact that whenever you come out and profess yourself to be an Israelite, right? Whenever you come out and say, who you are as a people, profess your true heritage, your true nationality. When you are calling yourselves black, right? When you are calling yourselves African American, even when you call yourself African, when you call yourselves Moors, Muslims, 5%ers, and all these other identities, Esau didn't have a problem with that. Esau didn't come down, as heavily on that as he did with as he does with this. Hell, even the Egyptology Kemet niggas, Esau isn't coming down heavily on them as he does with this, when you speak on being an Israelite. How many celebrities have come out and said, oh, we're the real Egyptians? Esau didn't do nothing. Said that we're the Moors. Esau didn't do nothing. Look at Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, and all the other celebrities that ultimately moved to or converted to Islam, and Mos Def, so on and so forth. Esau doesn't do nothing. But as soon as you just post a link, right, not even to somebody that has the truth or the 100% truth, but just a link that gives you a little bit of truth that shows you that, oh, you so-called Negroes, right, are the actual Israelites according to the scriptures. Look how quickly Esau tried to shut down Kyrie Irving. Ice Cube spoke about it as well. I think he posted an image of King David, right, and said that he was a black man. Esau shut that down as well. And the same thing with Nicanor when he tried to expose, the small hearts for their wickedness. All that was shut down as well, right? And he also mentioned, being the Israelites, all that was shut down as well. And the reason why these devils are persecuting, right, and instantly trying to censor that is because it is the truth, okay? That's the main reason, right? It is the highest, truth or highest form of truth that Esau Edom is trying to basically snuff out. So this is the book of Psalms 83 verse 1. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? And the hidden ones, the people, of course, referred to once again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Psalms 83 verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederates against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. And I'm going to stop right there because the main point we just want to get is, the enemies that have come together against the name of Israel, right? Against the people of Israel. Once again, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, which is of course the heathen specifically, and we are hyper focusing on Esau Edom today because that is who has been coming down the hardest and censoring, right, hiding the truth and hiding the information and censoring the information and basically persecuting anybody that tries to speak the truth, concerning who we are as a people, especially the men of the Lord, starting with the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, which is why, amen, the elders and the apostles channels are basically shadow banned, okay? If you are not in the Hebrew Israelite algorithm, you're not going to get their videos, Hell, even if you are in the Hebrew Israelite algorithm, you barely get brothers' videos. As soon as you look at something that isn't Hebrew Israelite related, your whole timeline, right, is filled with that thing that isn't Hebrew Israelite related. Let me see if we can go into the YouTube and just show you an example of what I'm talking about right now. Right, so let me do that real quick. So, right here, okay. So this is the Elder Yashawamba, right? Remnant saved. But I want to go into this first. If you look at the videos that are being shown, okay. So that's the Apostles that has recent video. GMS was always right. Watch before it's taken down. So basically, this is I think it's either ChatGPT or so. Oh, Gab AI. Okay. So yeah, I never even looked at Farlights or whatever they call or whatever the hell this is before. But if you look at, but as soon as you look at something else outside of this Hebrew Israelites, ministry, your algorithm now gets filled up with that. Okay, unless you are constantly watching videos, and that's what I'm doing, man. I'm constantly watching, the videos of the apostles and the elders. Watching other videos as well in order to get information, in order to basically get inspiration from more videos, and get edified as well. And you also get these different videos that are being posted by people that aren't exactly in the truth, right, but still post these religious type content, or some of these other camps that are pushing these wayward offers doctrines, and that makes you suspect them even more of being agents. Okay, because that's basically, and you see that you still haven't seen a single or another Hebrew Israelite video aside from the apostles videos. And the thing is that most of the subscriptions that I have, if you go to my subscriptions, right, most of the subscriptions that I have is of brothers. Okay, the elders, the apostles, the different men that so like different men that are in this the different men that are in this truth. I think you should show my subscriptions. Hang on. But it's mostly brothers, GMS. It's mostly brothers. And this isn't everything, but this is one of the ones I watch the most, right? The brother, the apostles, the elders, right? Um, different brothers from the different camps. These are the ones I watch the most. And you have some news channels as well, because like I said, you are constantly because you're constantly watching the things that are going on the earth, how to report and to make videos on it, and to show you and relate them to you in in the form of biblical prophecy. But what I am trying to say is that, yeah, just like that guy said, man, they don't like that Israelite talk. Okay, they don't, the elites of Esau, Esau doesn't like that Hebrew Israelite talk. Okay, and he doesn't like, and he hates it more than any other form of talk that you have. If you say that you are any other identity, right, Esau will accept you. Esau will let a man, Esau will say a man can be a woman. But for you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Native American Indians, to profess yourself to be an Israelite, that is, basically anti-sem, right? That's anti-sem, that's bigotry, and so on and so forth. All manner of words, right, to see that Esau will use in order to say that, oh, you are wrong for saying that. And basically these devils will come down on you and try to destroy your life just for doing that. But let's get this as well. So this is the book of 2 Maccabees 6, and I'll start from verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is typical of Esau Edom. It is his normal mode of operations. Okay, modus operandi. His normal modus operandi, where basically what he will do is that he will where basically, even going all the way back to the Greek Empire, what he does is that he will, right, like I was saying, what he does is that he was basically trying to forcefully, convert our people from the heritage of being an Israelite. So now start following after the ways of the heathen, and start following after his own ways and his own pagan practices. 2 Maccabees 6 verse 2. And to pollute the temple in Jerusalem and call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and Garizim of Jupiter the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. Right, so basically profane the temple, right, open up the book of the law and put their own images in it, as the scripture said. And that's exactly what Esau Edom did with plantation Christianity, where he took the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and corrupted it and repackaged it as plantation Christianity and pushed it out throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, so he turned the truth of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai into, he turned it upside down. He tried to corrupt it, right, and repackage it to you people out here. That's why you are Christians, because Christianity has nothing to do with the scriptures. Okay, 2 Maccabees 6 verse 3. For the temple was filled with riots and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that, brought in things that were not lawful. Right, and this is what you see in the church as well, right? Adultery, fornications, and all manner of profanities and profane things being done within the church, all in the name of this God that you claim is the God of the Bible, right? So basically, what you're seeing here is that there is once again, no new thing under the sun, right? The same things that were happening even back then during the time of the Greek Empire, during the time of the Maccabees, is the same thing that's happening right now. And Esau Edom is still using those same tactics: infiltrate, corrupt, and package it back to you, Jakes, man. But this time, right, you have the men of the Lord, the prophets that are out here to show you the truth and show you the that out here, and the spirit of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushua as well, right? We show you the truth, we show you the way, and the spirit of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahushua lights that fire and puts its spirit in you in order for you to follow that path, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Now, 2 Maccabees 6 verse 5. The altar also was filled with profane things which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient feasts or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. Right, and that's exactly what for the most part right now Esau Edom is actually doing as well, right? Trying to make it basically an unspoken rule that, hey, you Israelites out here cannot profess yourselves to be who you actually are, an Israelite, okay? Of course, you won't say that, oh, Esau is going to put you to death if you say you're an Israelite, right? Or Esau is going to put you in prison if you say that you're an Israelite, because those things have not. And hold on, I think this audio is actually playing right now. And this is actually playing. Sorry about that. If the audio is playing, don't really know how to cut that audio off. But like I was saying, because these ads sometimes that you're seeing at the bottom of the screen, sometimes they play. But like I was saying, right, Esau Edom isn't going to put you to death or put you in prison for now for calling yourself an Israelite at this time, because we are still at the time of grace, right, where the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua has his men out here, okay, to prophesy this word. But we already know that the time is coming when this devil will come down upon us with great wrath, right? Because he hath but a short time. Of course, we are already in those times, but as usual, the times escalate, okay? The times escalate. So now we see that even people that are in the world, they themselves can see that, Esau doesn't like it when Israelites, when Jake, right, when you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians refer to yourselves as Israelites. So with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yawashai, Ba'asham Rakakwadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit of Yakim and your were edified. Shalom.